A massive bust as part of a sweeping sex trafficking investigation. Jacksonville police arrested these two men who thought they were meeting up with underage girls when they'd actually been speaking with detectives. Today, law enforcement announced the arrests of more than 50 people, and we learned some pretty disturbing details.
Nassau County Sheriff revealed a sex trafficking victim had her fingerprints burned off so she couldn't be identified if she were found dead. News for Jax reporter Ann Maxwell was at that briefing today, and this was a major operation.
Yeah, Joy, this is part of an FBI investigation called Operation Cross Country, where federal agents partner with local agencies like JSO here. We've learned from the FBI that more than 200 sex trafficking victims have been identified in this operation, including 59 children. Busted. 24 people in Nassau County and more than 30 in Duval County arrested in an operation cracking down on human trafficking.
It's very real in our community.
The Jacksonville FBI field office says they recovered 2 child victims of sex trafficking and 2 adults in their territory, which covers 40 counties across North Florida. 16 people accused of traveling to meet minors for sex were also arrested, including Robert Horvath and Michael Brockway in Duval County. In Nassau County, investigators zeroed in on social media sites advertising prostitution, the sheriff said.
A lot of these prostitutes are victims of the sex trade.
Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper said one sex trafficking survivor was mutilated in the course of doing business.
Her pimp actually burned her fingerprints off to make it harder for her to be identified, especially if she ends up dead somewhere in a ditch.
Sheriff Leeper says she was among those arrested in the operation on prostitution charges.
Why arrest people? Because it's a crime.
He says arresting her and others accused of selling their bodies is doing them a service.
And it just destroys their life. And she's going to wind up dead somewhere. That's probably a guarantee if she don't get out of this. So that's why we're trying to help her.
Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters says law enforcement partners with the Northeast Florida Human Trafficking Coalition, which provides support to victims.
It is a web of crimes that not only typically hides in plain sight, but also feeds on social disenfranchisement of its victims. These operations shed some needed light in the shadowed world.
Operation Cross Country, a snapshot of the prevalence of the sex trade across the nation, online, and maybe even on streets you pass every day. Sheriff Waters also said here today that some of the people caught up in this investigation are active duty military personnel. Now, the FBI says they do focus on these sex trafficking crimes all year round, and if you see something suspicious, you should say something. Reporting live from downtown, Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.